Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We just got back from our road trip, and recently Lue Elizondo and one of his buddies, I guess they leaked some kind of text messages between a podcaster and Lue himself. Unfortunately, these documents or these private texts have been made public in regards to the Felon 5, Green Street, Dr. Greer, John Greenwald, and Third Phase. Basically, Lue's calling some people out there, including ourselves, felons through private conversations. Well, we're going to address this quickly on Third Phase of Moon before we get to the UFO videos, which we've got some for you tonight. But, wow, we didn't expect this. We didn't expect Lue to go this far to somehow leak these private communications between a podcaster on YouTube with a small amount of subscribers. And they're having these conversations calling Dr. Greer, John Greenwald from the Black Vault, and Stephen Greenstreet from the New York Post, the Felon 5. We're not only felons, apparently we're unstable individuals. These are hard accusations that Lue has been presenting behind the scenes, and now it's public, so we're responding to it. And we'll just have to say, Third Phase of Moon, Brent and I, we're not felons. So we addressed it. There you go, guys. I don't know what else to say besides Lue should watch the language that he's using and then possibly purposefully sharing the information publicly so people pick up on this and start spreading rumors. So the language is very provocative, but then very disturbing at the same time. I got my brother here. He was shocked as I as we came back from our road trip to hear these statements being made in a public forum, leaked text messages. Brent, what's your thoughts on this before we get to the UFO videos? Yeah, Blake, this is pretty interesting, coming straight in this week, and we're kind of like stunned when we first heard this news, and now it's making the rounds. I wish this text was kind of, remained in the background where people weren't allowed to see it. This was a private conversation between two people, and then it got dropped and leaked, and we still don't know the full story on how that happened, but these were two individuals that should have kept that conversation private. Now, leaning towards what's really going on, I know Lue has mentioned in the past that he wants to blow basically the UFO community into a million pieces. And right now there's a lot of infighting, and it seems like Lue has done his job exactly the way he said he would do it. We're living in a world right now where the UFO community needs to come together, and this division of these kind of slanderous words are very disturbing. We hope we could hear a statement from Lue in regards to these false statements of felons and unstable minds and many other things that was leaked to the public. We hope to hear from Lue if he makes these public statements and maybe possibly retract them, because those are heavy ones. Let me tell you, I can't speak for Dr. Greer, John Greenwald, Greenstreet. We don't know about their criminal backgrounds. Felons, I highly doubt it. Felonies, that's a heavy word there, Lue. So, just check yourself, watch it. It's a small community out here. Word gets around. And unfortunately, it got out. And it was between Lue Elizondo and, like I said, another podcaster named Lue with, again, a small amount of subscribers. Who knows what the game is? Who knows what the game plan is? But there's a lot of things going on with the UFOs and the Congress. So that's where we're going to get to right now on Third Phase of Moon. Buckle up, everybody. It's Blake Cousins. Let's roll the first UFO video just in. Check it out. Multiple eyewitnesses capture a phenomenon in the night sky. Guys, I want to get your opinions and take a close look at the shock on the ground.
咋回事？啥叫他的？他叫什么？
这是什么天气啊？哇靠，这个天怎么了？
不是，它红的不会天上去。
没了。
它还在闪动。
我靠，啥情况啊？
我觉得那黑是啥呀？好怕呀！世界又没有毁灭了。你看又没了，没了耶！
淡了淡了。
没了呢。我靠！
没了，消失了。哇，莫名的消失了。
一层消失。
哇，莫名消失了。
一层一层消失。
哇！这个了。
这天，天要塌了。对啊，怎么这么红呢？哇！天红了！完全出来看一下！完全出来看点！哇！咋了
Again, the shock and awe. People are in basic panic on the ground. What's happening over the night skies of China? Well, we're going to hopefully find out in the next day or so. We have some information coming in right now, but at the moment, this is pretty shocking. Just by the reactions of the people on the ground. Brent, what's your thoughts? Yeah, the Hidden Underbelly sent this a couple days ago, and we've been seeing it making the rounds. This is interesting. This is not a normal daily event or nightly event as it appears over the night sky of China. We're looking at something odd. There are rumors going out that this is possibly a fishing boat off the coast over there, shining a red light, trying to fish for squid or something like that. Apparently, they're trying to pin this on a fisherman's boat. If this was the case, you would think this would be happening every night over China. Really, I think there's something going on over there. It's really hard to get details and information, being that it is China. So we're still on the fence on what this is. Absolutely, Brent. Like you said, a fishing boat. We see this over and over again. And the multiple eyewitnesses and the reaction from the people, that really means a lot. We're trying to get to the bottom of it. Guys, I want to get your opinions. We have even more videos just in. It's going to be a pretty good episode. Guys, take a look at this. We're looking at some kind of object just hovering over the street as a car passes, basically heading directly into this phenomenon. What are we looking at? I have no idea, guys, but I'm kind of looking at it a little bit, and some people might say the bell. Yeah, it looks like some sort of energy source, kind of glowing yellow and orange at the same time, just hovering above the road over there. It's really hard to tell what it is. It's a kind of a provocative photo. That's why we're sharing it right now. But again, there's not a whole lot of detail to say this is actually a UFO, but kind of going back decades ago, this does kind of remind me of the Ed Walters encounter over Florida Gulf breeze. It kind of has the same kind of attributes. That's why we're sharing this right here. But again, it could be anything, maybe a crane or maybe even a train passing by. It's really hard telling, but it does appear to be floating. And I'm not seeing any kind of Photoshop or manipulation within. I think the photograph is authentic, Brent. And again, it could be just an atmospheric phenomenon, like maybe ball lightning. But we need to get to the eyewitness and hopefully get their testimony. It's too bad we don't have any video on this, but we'll take what we can get, especially with a scene like this, a car heading straight into a UFO. Let's roll the next video of what is coming out as of the past few days. We've been on the road, we've traveled thousands of miles, but when we got back to Hawaii, everybody was saying, you got to look at this. The red planet has revealed something that obviously looks like a doorway, a passageway into the mountain itself. Carved geometric features here, something that you would see on planet Earth in the Valley of the Kings in Egypt. Could this be some kind of entry into a lost civilization? Again, this is pretty provocative right here. This photograph It's legit. It's coming in from NASA. And then again, some people might say, well, you believe in NASA that they've landed on Mars and they're showing us photos from Mars? Yes, I do believe that. I think these photos should be shared because it does stand out like a sore thumb, right, Brent?
Yeah, definitely. Again, we're not there. We can't really put our finger on this and touch it and walk in through this apparent doorway. We're speculating here. It's making the rounds. This photo is provocative again. And this is one of the clearest, I'd have to say, of something that looks like a doorway, an entranceway into the side of this ridge here. It's pretty fascinating. You can even see on the left side of the doorway, it looks pretty carved, like it was shaped in there, done with some sort of tooling or who knows what kind of technology, if this is the case. Again, we're speculating here, but this is really cool to look at.
Absolutely. Natural or built by some kind of intelligence? That's the question. But again, we're looking at it. Does it look natural to you guys? Again, leave your comments in this live premiere and below. Roll the next video. This is what I like about Third Phase of Moon, the BIZAARIO, the unusual. And again, we're looking at something that's not manipulated. People call us the CGI channel. We don't share CGI videos here. We share legit videos that we deem that need to be seen. And this is one of them. I'm loving this. You could see some kind of possibly an atmospheric phenomenon, but what's the source of the light on the mountaintop there? And it just sustains its illumination at the same time within the cloud layer hovering above. Is there some kind of object within the clouds? Again, this is pretty crazy stuff here.
Yeah, take a look at that. You can see this charge of energy at the base of the mountain, right at the top of it, and it's illuminating the clouds, and it's just showing its capabilities on the vibrance of this light. And look at that. It's popping, and then it's emitting this red light reflecting off the clouds. People are stunned. Is this some sort of a power line discharging? It doesn't look like the color. Usually you would see more something like a blue or a lightning kind of look. This doesn't look like a weather phenomenon. This looks like something coming from the ground that's illuminating the clouds itself. This is a unique capture.
Absolutely, Brent. Well said. Guys, what's your thoughts? Is this something natural? And if it is, we don't see this very often. So it is unusual. Now, what's unusual is that there's congressional UFO hearings. It's been a long time. And now finally, it's happening. Are we going to see something or hear something new? That's the big question.
Well, welcome back. Time for the Hot Topic Buzz. So next week, Congress will hold an open congressional hearing about UFOs. Yes, unidentified flying objects. This is the first time this is happening, a hearing in over 50 years. Two top defense intelligence officials are slated to answer questions from the House Intelligence Committee. The hearing coming on the heels of an intelligence report last year, you may remember, that we featured. It found the vast majority of the 144 incidents of unidentified aerial phenomena reviewed over the last 2 decades could not be explained and were not the work of the U.S. military or government.
They failed to actually say possible private corporations harness this kind of technology. They continue to do that. They say it's not military or adversarial in nature, but they really don't go down the rabbit hole, and it's a very deep rabbit hole in regards to this technology that could possibly exist within a private corporation. It's funny how they just don't mention that. But are we going to see something at the Congress public UFO hearings? Are we going to hear anything new? One thing we're going to be keeping an eye on is if there's any kind of perjury with these lawmakers, if they're trying to cover it up. Because according to certain individuals out there, there is a vast conspiracy to cover up the UFO phenomenon. That's what we get into in our blockbuster above top secret that is crushing it on all streaming platforms. Even Amazon Prime has made it on their front page as recommended. And this isn't advertising. This is just grassroots information coming from guys right here at Third Phase of Moon. My brother and I traversed across the country last year to meet up with Dr. Greer, Jim Goodall, Michael Schratt, and John D'Souza. And we also have Billy Carson chiming in on what was going on. And it is relevant, above top secret. We've got an exclusive cut for you tonight. Actually, we have two of them. So let's roll the first clip, the alien threat narrative.
I believe if the public found out that we were not alone, that the majority of people have been really prepared over all these last 2 or 3 generations, I believe, to hear it, understand it, digest it. It all depends on the way it's presented. So if it presented with a fear-backed type of a concept, it's going to be taken very harshly.
This was flying over controlled U.S. airspace, let's say Washington, D.C., over the White House. Would this be an issue? Well, the answer is certainly yes. And the problem here is that these things don't have traditional, let's say, technology associated with aircraft. They don't have wings, they don't have cockpits, they don't have any obvious signs of propulsion, and yet somehow they're able to outperform anything we have in our current inventory.
Fake alien invasion. And the destruction will be real. That's what people don't understand. Fake just means the aliens will be fake. The aliens will be fake. But the destruction on our cities will be real. And people need to realize this before it's too late, because this operation is going to go to its final conclusion soon.
If they bring us the information as, look, we discovered that these aliens are real, these are advanced beings, they are really observing us and monitoring us, they want to see how we're going to advance as a civilization, if we're going to make the right decisions and go in the right direction. Are we going to destroy ourselves, or are we going to grow and prosper and head into a golden age? If you present it like that, everybody's going to be like, wow, this is phenomenal news, this is great news. They're going to be very happy and excited. So there's 2 different ways that they can spin it, and they know. One is high frequency, love, joy, excitement. The other one is low frequency, fear-based. And if they come with the fear-based, it's going to horrify a lot of people.
So is there an alien threat narrative that is happening right now? Is this what the major media wants to push? Well, the Congress, again, they're going to be speaking this week. It's happening right around the corner, and we're going to be covering it very closely right here at Third Phase of Moon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But the question is, are they going to ask the real questions, or are they going to go down to the history of UFOs before the Nimitz and the Tic Tac and Gimbal encounters? Because there's so much evidence via Michael Schratt and the testimony and the eyewitnesses coming in from military, government, police, fire department, all branches, and their evidence should be looked at. And that's what's important. Now, that's what we're doing right here in our documentary Above Top Secret. It's available right now, but here's another exclusive cut. Check this out.
People need to wake up to that fact. Wake up to the fact that we have this psychological operation, that now we have government officials that are part of this, that are working in black parts of the Pentagon. Black meaning unaccountable, unlimited funding, and don't have to answer to anyone.
A government source says there were no glitches, and the veteran Navy pilots are very credible.
And just turns abruptly and starts mirroring me. So as I'm coming down, it starts coming up. So it's mimicking your moves.
Yeah, it was aware we were there.
And I really do believe that these ARVs, I call them, or they call them UAPs, that have been buzzing our military ships out there, our Marine ships in the ocean and so forth, and coming by bases, are made by us. I believe that they know exactly who made them. We made them. I think that they are alien reproduction vehicles that they've taken reverse engineered technology from previous down UFOs and basically put them together, created our own technologies that we are flying around in. They've already declassified the stealth bomber and all these other craft during the 9/11. This is the stuff that's behind the scenes for the next level of war. And these craft most likely can fly in the atmosphere and also probably go into outer atmosphere as well. And so I believe that they are actually ours, but I really do believe that they're made by private corporations in America or somewhere on this planet. And the reason why they use private corporations is because if you use a government organization, then we can do a Freedom of Information Act and we can find out what's going on. But when you go into a private corporation and you subcontract it out, then the private corporation doesn't have to disclose any information to the general public at all.
Is the government funding UFOs? Well, John D'Souza, we're so privileged to meet up with him on location in Arizona, and his passion in regards to the secrecy and how it needs to get out to the world. Is there technology that has been harnessed and is being kept secret? This is the question. Physicists say no, it's impossible, but insiders say they're 100% or 95% confident that there is a secrecy. Now, the question is, who's right? That's where Third Phase of Moon comes in. We're trying to lead the way and spearhead this movement of UFO disclosure like nobody has before. We've been doing it for a long time. And again, we're on top of it because we're dealing with you, the people, the public. That's where the information is. Guys, keep your eyes on the skies. Be safe. And if you've captured anything amazing out there, you let us know. My email is in the description. We'll see ya next time.
If the crash retrievals are true, then all bets are off.
It's very hard for people to get their minds around where the real power is. And it's not at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The reality is something much more stark.
They've been working on this for 60, 70, perhaps 80 years.
The reason why the government is talking about these UFOs now, they're getting ready for the next level of war.
Are these objects a national security concern?
They're proffering a narrative of a national security threat that doesn't exist.
I call them alien reproduction vehicles. They're made by private corporations somewhere on this planet.
Technology from Roswell from 1947 has largely been held back from us.
Portal technology, teleportation, whatever you can imagine, it's already been done.
The biggest secrets are not the zero-point energy and electrogravitics. It's the science of consciousness. All their communication systems are moving through the consciousness field and are thought actuated. The people at the CIA call it WSFM, weird science and frickin' magic. The transdimensional interstellar technology will benefit humanity.
There has been tremendous disinformation.
The media is keeping secrets with the government.
These are lethal, vicious people. And I'm focused on exposing the extraordinary technologies that they want to keep secret. No aspect of life on Earth will be unaffected by it.